everyone. Today I'll be showing you how to make chickpea salad, but it can easily be made with like tuna or chicken instead. So I'll have some notes about adaptations in the recipe and throughout the video too. I hope you enjoy. So first off, here are all the ingredients you'll need. As usual, these are flexible. If you want to do something else, feel free. You'll want 2 cans of chickpeas if you want it to last more than a day or two as far as leftovers, but you can make it with 1, especially the first time, just to see how you like it and stuff. And that probably comes out to maybe 1.5 cups of like chicken or tuna per can of chickpeas. So you might want to use like 3 cups if you're going to do tuna or chicken and want it to last a little bit longer. And then otherwise, it's really the stuff that brings it all together, the mayo and Dijon mustard, and then a couple veggies and a lot of spices. So I love to add like finely chopped carrots and celery. I especially like to shred the carrots, but you can chop it if you don't want it to be as much work, or if you don't have something that shreds the carrots easily, or you can get shredded carrots from the grocery store too. And then spice-wise, I like to add some paprika, dill, onion powder, usually some fresh like minced garlic, or garlic powder works just as well. And then I like red onion. A lot of people like scallions instead. White onion works too. You can omit it completely if you don't really like that taste. So kind of go with your gut on these things. And then one of the things that I think is really important is both having enough salt and a little bit of pepper, and then adding some kind of acid. So lemon juice is my favorite, but if I don't have that around, apple cider vinegar or just plain white vinegar, either of those work too. Otherwise, for chickpeas, you'll just need something to mash them with, so whether that's a fork, or I like to use a pastry cutter, but a lot of folks don't have those just laying around. Anything that's going to mash it up pretty nicely. So the main prep involved with this is really just chopping the veggies, putting everything in a bowl, and then mixing it up as much as you like or as little as you like, and making sure that it's got the taste you're looking for. If you do choose to use chickpeas or another kind of white bean for this, I'd really recommend rinsing them in like a colander in the sink, because the liquid that they're in cans contain the gas-causing sugars with beans, so it can reduce the amount that it kind of leaves you feeling gassy if you rinse them pretty well. So just a little trick. So next up, we just want to mash the chickpeas. You can use, like I said, a fork, a potato masher, like I'm using a pastry cutter, anything that's going to mash it pretty easily. And you just want to mash it till a good bit of it is sort of mush, but there's a lot of like partially whole chickpeas still left too, because, well, you can do it as much or as little as you like, but I like to have a little bit of kind of chunky chickpeas left. And then keep in mind that you're going to add the mayo, so it still will get a little bit more. Oh, be careful though. One slip and I sent the chickpeas flying. So you'll add the mayo, so it's still going to be a little bit more cohesive than what it is right now. Once you're happy with where it's at, you can add the mayo and sort of whip that around with a fork, mash it in, stir it once it feels kind of cohesive, and then we're just going to add essentially everything else. And once it's all mixed pretty well and we have our spices in and stuff, you can just adjust based on if it needs to be more cohesive, if you need more mayo, if it needs to be a little more tangy and you need more lemon or vinegar. Just kind of play it by ear. I like to start small and then add things instead of kind of overdoing it and having to figure out how to backtrack from there. especially with like vinegar, salt, and mayo. Those are things that are easy to add and hard to take away. So this time I went with apple cider vinegar, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out. Don't be afraid to taste it as you go, because this is all about kind of getting the right balance between salt and acid and general seasoning. One thing that I almost forgot, I love to add relish. I didn't have any relish right now, so I just grabbed a couple slices of pickles and tossed those in. But if you have relish or pickles and you like that kind of little tang in anything, go for it. I never put an exact certain amount, but just add a little bit, taste it, and decide if I want more. So an important detail we hadn't talked about yet is what to eat this with. Of course, sandwiches are great, but I decided to get a little bit creative here. I had some bread for sandwiches. I had some peppers for sort of like sandwich boats almost. Sometimes I like to just dip carrots in it, crackers. Get creative, anything you want to do. Sometimes if I'm out of crackers, I'll even just grab it with some like leaves of lettuce, kind of grab bite by bite. Anything that sounds good, go for it. The pepper boat worked out really well this time. I'm always a fan of like a toasted sandwich, but yeah, really anything that sounds good. If you do decide to make a sort of pepper boat delivery system for this, just be careful with kind of removing the seeds but keeping it fairly whole so that it can sort of be a little cup for your chickpea salad or your chicken salad or tuna salad. Feel free to share any other ideas that you had for what to put this on, how to serve this, other ways that you change it, or secret ingredients you add, and I hope you enjoy.